All right, beautiful people. Now that you are very much familiar with the concept of nested loop, it's time for us to create some programs with nested loop. This time we are going to create a multiplication table or timetable. You can see the basic plan is ready here. We're going to get user input, and the input is going to be any number. So let's say if somebody gives us 3, then in this case we're going to print 3's multiplication table or timetable, as you can see. So let's start. First of all, we need to get user input, and here our basic structure is ready. Let's do that. Here I'm going to define a variable called number. You can define anything, doesn't matter. And then we are going to ask the user to give us the number. So here I'm going to say enter any number. All right. And now we'll take that number with the help of scanf function. So let's do that. Here we have the scanf. We are going to use %d format specifier as usual, and then we're going to get the number from the user. All right, that should be all for now. So step 1 is done. We have got the user input, and now it's time for us to run a loop. So you can see that we need to run a loop so that we can run it 10 times for that number. Okay, so it will be 3 into 1, 3 into 2, 3 into 3. So from 1 to 10 we need to run a loop. So let's do that. Here we're going to run a loop for loop. Yes, you can run for loop or any other loop, doesn't matter. So here I'm going to put the variable integer I. So our iteration will start from 1 and it will run until 10. All right, that's the plan. And now what we are going to do, we are going to print the number 10 times. For now, let's keep it like that. Just a very simple thing we're doing here. We are going to print the number here 10 times. All right, so let's run it and let's see the output. Fair enough. I'm going to compile and run it so that you can see that number will be printed 10 times. That's our first thing we want to do. As you can see, we have 3, 3, 3, 3. This is something I'm planning to print. So if I give 3 here and enter, then you can see 3 is printed 10 times. Now, I do not only want to print 3 10 times, I also want to print this cross symbol as well. So let's do that. Here I'm going to use capital X for that, and let's run it again. Let's see what happened, whether I'm getting the expected output or not. So here I'm going to run, and this time I'm going to give an input, let's say 5, and you can see 5 cross or multiplication symbol there. Okay, so hopefully we are nearly getting there. Now we need to print 1, 2, 3. In every iteration we need to increment by 1. So we need to start from 1 and then we need to go until 10, and that's why we have the loop. Of course, you know the value of I will be changing. At the beginning it will start from 1, then it will be 2, then it will be 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will go until 10. When the value is 11 for I, then this loop will exit for sure. So now we can print the variable value here. So it's going to be I here. So we are going to print the value I, because the value I will be changing. For the value I, for the variable I, it will be changing from 1 to 10. Okay, so let's run it again. Let's see whether we are getting nearly there. Here I'm going to compile and run. This time I'm going to give 3, and now you can see that we have 3 into 1, 3 into 2, 3 into 3, and it goes until 3 into 10. And then I need to print this assignment operator, so it's going to be quite easy. Here I'm going to put the assignment operator as well. But then the final calculation comes here. So it needs to be 3 into 1 equal 3, 3 into 2 equals 6. So basically, if you see here closely, this is our number that we are getting from the user. So the first one is our number, and then we are multiplying with the variable I, and this is what basically the calculations are like happening here, the output for this one. So number into I, 3 into 1 will be 3, 3 into 2 will be 6, 3 into 3 will be 9, and that's how it's going to continue from here. So let's do that. We are going back here. We need one more %d to print the output, the final one, and here is going to be number into I. All right, that's our final calculation goes on here. So now we can run one more time, and hopefully this time we're going to get the final output. If I give 3 here, there you go. You can see the multiplication table or the timetable is ready for us. All right. Now you can try any other number and surely it's going to work. Let's say this time if I give 5, it's working completely fine. All right. Now, of course, the program is done, but we want to improve this as much as possible. Now I want to get the starting point and ending point. So let's say if someone wants to say, hey, I want to get all the multiplication table from 1 to 5. Or maybe someone wants to say, hey, I want to get all the multiplication table from 5 to 10. So we want to get the starting point and the ending point as well. So there are two things we are planning here, starting and ending. So let's do that. We can bring two more variables here, start, end, and then we can go get those starting and ending point. In this case, we do not need the number because we'll start from the starting point, right? So let me get rid of this, enter the starting point, enter starting point, and let's get the starting point here. And then we need to know how long we are going to run this loop. So enter ending point, and we're going to get the variable as well here. All right. So now that we have starting and ending point, we need to have a loop. Remember, this loop will remain same because this is basically helping us to multiply from, let's say, 1 to 10 with something. So we'll keep this one. We're going to create another loop here. And this loop will help us to run from starting point to ending point, okay? So here we're going to say integer, number, because this time number will be changing. So our number will start from here. That's going to be our initial point. Number will run until the end of the point that we took from the user, and every time the number will increase by 1. So what is happening here? Try to understand. So let's say if somebody gives us the starting point 5, ending point 10, that means here we have 5. So for the 5, we'll go inside and find out the multiplication table. Then it will be 6. For the 6, we will create the multiplication table. For the 7, we'll create a multiplication table. 8, 9, 10. And when it will be 11, of course, this will end. Okay. So now we can cut this one from here, paste it here. And that should be all. Actually, we do not need to do anything else because we are just bringing this loop so that we can run from we can run for a range of numbers from 5 to 10, 15 to 20, something like that. So this one basically giving us the range. And let's say when you have at the beginning 5, let's say you have 5, and for 5 you are creating multiplication table. Then it will have 6, and for 6 you are creating multiplication table. That's all. Let's run and let's see whether it does work. Here I'm going to run the program, and I'm going to give the starting point here, let's say 5, ending point, let's say 10, and in this case it should print from 5 to 10. And of course it does, but after printing every multiplication table, I want to allow some space or new line here. So when the inner loop is done, when it calculates any numbers multiplication table, let's say 5 or 6, then I want to create a new line. So before even going to the outer loop, I want to create a new line here. Let's do that. Or even I can give something like this just to make it a little bit more beautiful. All right. And also the new line should be there after that. Okay, that should be all. Let's run this program one more time and let's see whether it does work here. Okay, so it is asking me to give a starting point. I'm giving the starting point 5, but before that, let me clear a little bit here so that you can see what basically I want to do. Let me compile and run one more time. This time I'm going to give, let's say 5, and the ending point will be 9. So you can see now we have the multiplication table for 5, then we have the multiplication table for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so hopefully, actually until 9. So hopefully things are making sense to you and you will be able to do it by yourself. You can do it many ways, but this is just the one way I wanted to explain you how to use the concept of nested loop here to create something more useful.